You've eaten Gotham's wealth, its spirit, but your feast is nearly over.
This isn't a blood hole. It's an operating table. And I'm the surgeon. Why aren't you laughing?
From this moment on, none of you are safe.
Welcome to the Batman Book Club, a podcast exploring the Dark Knight Library. I'm your host, Ryan Lauer. The Batman Book Club is a proud member of the Batman Podcast Network, hosted by Batman on Film. Just go to batmanonfilm.com, click on podcasts, and you'll find the Batman Podcast Network that has a whole list of other Bat-related shows that also like to dive into other nerdy subjects that all of us, spearheaded by Peter Arvera, love to frolic about in our free time. Peter's a big frolicker. I have proof. Batman Book Club is also on Patreon. If you like what's going on with the show and you want to help support the show, keep the generators running in the Wayne Manor study, go to patreon.com/thebatmanbc. Now, thank you for listening to episode 246, The World. Joining me as I explore the world is perhaps the most clean-shaven Viking in all of human history. He's a man from the north. He's one Sir Garret Grev, returning to the show. Garret, thanks for coming back.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I don't traditionally have a beard. I have had a full beard at a few different points in my life. My wife has strong opinions on my facial hair.
Okay.
So what I have to do basically is about every other day, I take my hair cutting trimmers and I put on the half guard and I buzz this down into a very neatly maintained scrubble or
Lovely.
scruff, right?
Yeah.
And then I shave the neck, kind of take some of the random hairs out of the cheeks, kind of clean up the line a little bit. If I shave my facial hair shorter than that or clean shave, no good. I look like one of the boys. I look like I'm 12 years old, not attractive.
You're not 12.
If my facial hair, no, the whites in the beard will tell you that. I think some of the grays have full on transformed to white. They got a patch on either side of my chin. Getting up there, bud. And then
I got in there too.
Yeah, it's something that comes for us all. And then,
It does. Just going
and
right
then
here on the chin.
on the other side of it, if I grow the facial hair out too long, I look like a scraggly, unkempt wild man of the north.
Ooh.
And you might, maybe
Now.
some lady listeners out there think that's something, not my Twin Cities suburban wife.
All of that here, I just wonder if the feedback will be like, I want to see Garret with that facial hair. Let grow it out. Grow it out. I don't know. Right to at final E33 on the
let
X
him know.
/ Twitter. Let him know. I'm kind of with you. It's kind of funny. My facial hair stops after like 5 days.
Oh, really?
And I have a patch right here to the left of my chin that is soft as a baby's bottom.
Really?
No
Do you ever just like
matter
kind of play
how
with
awful.
it? Yeah.
There's like nothing here. I can say, after 5 days, then it's just like, and I don't have a beard. It's just scruffy. And then I could not shave for 3 weeks and it'll look the exact same. But right here, this circle, smooth, nothing. It's a weird
See,
thing.
I've got, I think it probably took me until I was like in my late 20s that everything like connected and filled in. And now I've got a pretty full beard. Like if I grew this thing out,
I'm a real boy.
I could pull, I could pull it off. I just am not allowed to. Well, I mean, it's not really a matter of not being allowed, but I like to be as attractive as possible to the spouse,
course.
for the various reasons a man would want to be so.
As long as you trim where it counts, then that's all that matters. And
Sure.
This has been Scruff Talk with Ryan and
Scruff
Garret.
Talk. Hello.
New podcast
Yes.
tease coming
Bye.
with 3-minute episodes. I don't know.
Yeah, and just like little tidbits, like use a 6 guard if you want to.
Yeah.
During the introduction, this man frolics. I have proof.
Yeah.
I don't know how we haven't created a Wayne's World meme
Oh my
where
gosh. Yes.
where Peter is in
Thank
for Noah of Noah's Arcade, and then Garth Algar, instead of the very inappropriate sign that he holds up, this man frolics. I have proof.
This man I thought Wayne held that up.
Oh yeah, it's Wayne.
Wayne
It's
did
not
because
Garth.
he's
Of course it's
interviewing
Wayne.
Noah.
Yes, that's right. And he has the arrow, and then
I think that-
Rob Lowe is like losing his mind, and the crew is breaking
One of my
down
favorite
laughing.
comedies of all time.
It's so good.
I think we need to create that.
It should happen.
By
Could be
by
the show art for this episode.
Yeah. We talk Batman the world, but first, look at this gift.
Yeah.
This
But
man
you know
frolics.
what?
I have
Maybe
proof.
you're so well connected these days,
Yeah.
Ryan. There's an artist in one of the stories we're going to cover. You might just reach out to him, and he is, photorealism almost. He could recreate
Mhm.
that maybe. And then
Clearly, you have all the time in the world to do
yes.
this really silly little favor for me.
That it will be funny for the listeners of the
Six
Venn
six people.
diagram. There's a Venn diagram of Batman on film, straight out of Gotham,
Yeah.
and the Batman Book Club. And in the middle of that Venn diagram, this meme is gonna kill.
Yeah,
Like.
absolutely. I've told
Oh
Pete
wait,
this
wait, wait,
too.
wait. There's a fourth circle in the Venn diagram.
Oh,
Fans of Wayne World. Like
okay.
you need the intersection between all
They'll be
four.
like, I don't know what this SOG and TBBC is and all that, but I'm in. I'm in, man. Woo, 'cause I love Wayne
Yeah.
Campbell. Um, I've told Pete that I actually have gotten messages before from people about Pete and frolicking.
Oh sure. Like
And
what's
I
up with
love
this
it.
guy
And
and
I
the
love it. I'm like,
frolicking?
look at this, Pete. It's spreading, okay? It's spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, I don't know. He's Italian. It's a
Spreading like
different culture. I don't
a
claim to
well-angled.
understand it.
Yeah. Okay. Enough of that. Wow, we've been everywhere. Let's get to talking to the real reason we're here.
Johnny Cash song.
The man comes around. What? No.
Yeah, I've been everywhere. He's got a
There
lot
you
of
go.
songs about traveling.
He sure does. All right. Well, we're gonna travel into a recent-ish 4 years, almost to the day, getting up there. Since this was first released, Batman: The World.
The world.
Released in 2021, Garrett. This book was released in hardcover. It was released digitally. It is available on DC Universe Infinite Ultra. It is available on my favorite app of all time, Hoopla. And on Batman Day in 2021, a week before it came out, they released an issue, a free issue, that I think it had the first story and then like art of the remaining stories. Now, I want to do a synopsis for this in case for some reason somebody has never heard of this and what this book is. DC's summary of it is DC takes Batman's war on crime worldwide in a new anthology, Batman the World. This 160-page book will feature Batman stories by creative teams from across the globe taking place in their home countries. This original Batman project launches worldwide in September 2021 and will be localized to the following international territories: North America, France, Spain, Italy, Germany, Czech Republic, Russia, Poland, blah, blah, like a bunch of countries. And it's the first of its kind for DC. Join us for this phenomenon, proving that Batman is a true pop culture icon and that the call for justice knows no borders. Once again, Garrett, Batman's the one who paves the way for everything, because since then there has been a Joker the world and I believe a Superman the world. I don't know if there's more than that that have been released at this point or announced at this point, but that's what I'm aware of since then. So, Garrett,
Yeah.
I ask you, what version, first off, did you read?
Oh, I read the hardcover.
Boy, physical.
Any chance I get, I like to be a tactile reader. I like to feel the book in my hands and turn the pages myself. And
Smell the pages.
I mean, yeah, this one, they're pretty glossy. They just have more of a sheen than a smell. But you get yourself an old 90s newsprint type. That's where you got to really bask in the aroma.
I am with you. I also, Garrett sees, he has just watched me snip the pages of my hardcover. I too have the hardcover. I took the dust jacket off just for this episode. The paper it's not the newsprint, it's not construction, but
It's
it's
an
not like,
in-betweener.
yeah, it's not glossy. And I think I mean, I can say this before we get into it,
You're
but
right.
like
It doesn't have
that's
as
a
much sheen
strength.
as a gloss. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gloss is all
Too
right,
much.
but for some of these stories, I'm really glad that they didn't go glossy. When did
Uh,
you first read this?
I first read this when a dear friend bought me this book out of a local discount retailer that is not available to me in Minnesota,
Mm-hmm.
and then lovingly mailed me a care package
Hmm.
of those discount books so that I could get some collected graphic novels and trade paperbacks at a discount price. Do you know who that friend was?
Hasbullah.
No, it was
Oh,
one
dang it.
Ryan Lauer.
Oh my gosh, no way. Was
No,
this
you
store
think
Ollie's?
It was Ollie's. You'd think
I
for someone
honestly
who
don't.
lives his life to a lower standard, he wouldn't do such kind
I
things for
know.
people.
I
But
know. Well, a real prick that one is. I
I
thought
dropped
that.
a reference to you as Ryan Lower in a show recently, and I don't think
Excellent.
anyone got it. I was waiting for a chuckle, but it was just a funsies for me.
Was it the BOF
I think it was a BOF. I
Superman
think it was
one?
a Superman show. Yeah.
I feel like I didn't. See, it sounds familiar. I would have picked up on it. It's a
You just thought
Midwest
I
thing.
had a
Midwest
stroke
brain.
for a second. Yeah.
See, I don't remember that one being in the pile that I sent you. I forget what all was included in that. Like I was an Ollie's man because they were doing a really good job of filling up their shelves for a while, and then I don't feel like I spread the word, and it wasn't panic. It was like go to Ollie's, and Ollie's got a hold of it, and then I don't think that they were able to keep their shelves stocked with the
Uh,
good stuff that much. So it was a really fun love affair with Ollie's for about a year and a half. But what are you
the
gonna do?
problem, Lauer, is we just text too much. So even if I scroll back through my text messages to try to, this would have been years.
Rephrase. It's
This
not
is
text too much.
No,
Text so
we text
often.
just enough. Yeah,
Not enough, in my opinion.
we text often, but not as often as we
Garrett has
should.
pages of contacts that he's constantly talking with, so he does it all. I don't think he sleeps. It's the only way he can keep up with this. But back to
I
the question at
I
hand.
don't sleep enough.
Don't okay, fair. This was a day one buy and read for me. So back in 2021 is when I first got this because obviously the cover is my boy Lee Bermejo, and then I knew that there's a story inside with Lee Bermejo and Brian Azzarello. So I was like, I can't wait even a day. I need to grab this and at least read that first story by them. More on that in a little bit. Garrett, lastly, why did you choose Batman the World?
Um, it hadn't been covered on the show, and
Mhm.
I have read it and I had it on my shelf.
Okay.
And
That's
I don't know, Ryan.
at episode 246. That's really all you need.
I mean, that's what qualifies.
It's right
But
here. It hasn't been covered. Okay.
I don't. You and I have been talking about scheduling this recording for a bit. I've been fairly busy towards the
Schedules
end
are
of the
crazy.
summer. They're crazy. One of the reasons why I picked this is because I wanted to hear your thoughts because you're such a big Lee Bermejo fan.
Yay.
I wanted
Okay.
to get your thoughts on the Lee Bermejo Brian Azzarello story. I don't know if we're going to be on the same. I don't know if we're going to be on the same page at either of the stories we're going to talk about today, which is kind of exciting. Intentionally
Wonderful.
didn't ask,
Yes.
so like, I think it'll be a good listen for the readers,
I hope so.
unless we are Midwest brain and we are both on the same page somehow, and then it's just like you're going to listen to two guys agreeing with each other for 40
I
minutes
mean,
or
that could
something.
happen. That
It
could
could.
totally happen, obviously. Well, you just
By
heard
the
he
way,
just
I
yeah.
did in the meantime look through my texts, and I don't know if it was when you got me this batch of books, but one of them, I was going through, you sent me pictures and I was sending you back like screen grabs of the ones
Yeah.
I'd be interested in. And then you replied back with a Jonas Brother hardcover
Yes.
book entitled Idols of Pop, Jonas Brothers, Your Must-Have Guide to the Iconic Pop Siblings. I politely said, no, thank you. I'm not
Sadly was
interested.
not included in the
No,
batch. I
didn't show
apologize to
up.
everybody.
Didn't
Had
show
we
up.
known where they'd be today, maybe different story. And I didn't pick it up for myself either. You
Oh,
should send
rats.
me those or like pictures later or something. You don't have to do it right now because I'm just curious of like what the batches, what were included in batches that I sent you.
For sure.
Um, because yeah, it's like it's fuzzy. It's like I can remember being there and Ollie sending you this stuff, but I'm like, oh man, I can't remember when. I think Superman for All Seasons Deluxe Edition was one of them. I
Oh
think.
man.
I think that was one of them because I bought one for myself. Anyways, Garrett just said something about the stories we're going to talk about today. So here's how we're going to do this. Batman: The World is an anthology book, right? There's I'm not even a double-digit amount of stories from, like it said, different countries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 short stories in here. Clearly, Garrett and I are not going to talk all 14.
Be too
Garrett was
much.
on last summer and we talked about an anthology Batman novel, and we chose one story and talked about it. We didn't talk about all of them in the whole thing. This would be the longest podcast ever. It'd be like a Paul Herman podcast. But instead, we just said, how about we each just pick one? These are like 8 to 10 page stories. How about we each just pick one? We'll fill the time plenty. And so this was maybe the almost, Garrett, the least amount of homework I've ever had to do for a show.
It was pretty quick.
Um, there is a Batman 66 story, the short Halloween, and then a Scarecrow story that I did both of those with Haas. And both of those were half issue stories. Those were like 10 or 11 pages. So this is pretty close to that. But Garrett and I, all we know is which stories we each chose so that we could both do the work, read it, and talk about it. So you want to go your story first?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we'll go with mine. In an absolute shocker, because of the
Yeah.
well-documented love and close personal friendship between Ryan and Lee Bermejo,
Yeah.
I assumed
Yeah.
Mr. Lauer was going to pick Batman the War. What's it is? Hang on one second.
Global City.
Global City, which takes place in the United States. It's the
Hmm.
lead kickoff story for this anthology set. Um, as I already said, written by Brian Azzarello, art, colors, and cover by Lee Bermejo. And I had just assumed you were going to pick this one.
Rightfully so.
When you didn't,
Hmm.
I felt like I had no other option but
Yeah.
to pick it. One, because I think it is worth talking about. Otherwise, that would make a very bad podcast. And two, it just seemed like if there was an option to have a Bermejo drawn story covered on an episode of the Batman Book Club,
Yeah.
well, then that's its rightful home. It belongs there. You put the ball in the hole, that's your
Yeah.
home. Go to your
Yeah.
home.
Hmm. I was extremely happy that you ended up wanting to go with this one because I think you were even kind of you weren't choosing yet, but it was like you were saying, shouldn't like I feel silly not to talk about it if that's not your pick. Well, first of all, I did shock you when I said that's not my choice.
I was shocked.
Um, and I go, you're the guest. You can pick whatever story you want to. Like that is total neutral. Like pick whatever you want and I'll read it and we'll go. And you're right. Well, we have to talk this one. And I said, all right, let's do it then, Garrett. So Garrett, this story it is like 8 pages, something like that, maybe 10 pages.
10
Uh,
pages.
and basically it's metaphorical and
Yes.
it's almost like Batman is you hear he's describing himself and
Yes.
relates it to being like Gotham is like his wife and then bringing crime up and what birthed him was this flash and the only thing that he
And
won't
the
do is
blood.
create that flash again. The blood has seeped into his city and now it's spread out. It's basically, when we find out at the very end, he's just like written this on the dark web. It's like a warning to the world that Batman's like he's going outside of Gotham. And
Yeah.
basically that in that
I'm stepping out
context,
on my gal, and the rest of
yeah,
you are fair game.
yeah, exactly. And it's the setup of like, even though it's not trying to, it also is like, it's a setup for what this book is, because then Batman is going to all these different countries for all of these short stories.
Right. Exactly.
Okay,
So, one of the main reasons I wanted to talk about, okay, so I'll give you the main reason I wanted to talk about it,
sure.
and then I'll give you the reason why I was kind of just like waffling. I didn't pick it outright. How
Hmm.
about that?
Yeah, go
And the
for it.
and the first one will be maybe a little more interesting than the second.
Okay,
I like it for one reason, and I'll tell you why I don't entirely love this portion.
okay,
Get into the meat of it quick.
yeah.
First, there is no, a lot of times when you get one of these anthology editions, or really any like, trade paperback or graphic novel, hardcover, collected edition, you have like an introductory essay, a lot of times from an editor or one of the writers or the writer or maybe somebody else. Every once in a while, Goyer writes something for a book
Yeah.
he had nothing to do with. You don't have it here.
Yeah.
In essence, this first story plays that role. It serves as sort of the essay that comes at the beginning that explains why the collected edition you're about to read was special or meaningful or
Hmm.
what the intentionality behind it was or the thought process. In lieu of that, we get this Brian Azzarello story, and it essentially sets up the rationale for why Batman would operate outside of Gotham. And in essence, says, well, it's not just that Gotham is a place that he loves and is riddled with crime and problems to solve and people to defend, but the world is the same. And it kind of goes through some various literary devices to get there. So that was why I wanted to talk about it. Like essentially,
Yeah.
the story is that introductory essay. It kind of lays the groundwork in some ways for all the other stories that are completely independent, by the way. Like they don't follow thematically. You don't
Hmm.
have like so the driving and then let me transition to the second point. The reason why I was unsure about selecting it is I don't know that I love it. Like, and I should be clear, it is what it does really, really well is based on Bermejo's art, and where I have some problems with it are based on Azzarello's writing. So it goes through this extended metaphor or a conceit that sets up Gotham as Bruce's wife. And he loves his wife. He would do anything for his wife. He would sacrifice for his wife. There's no length he wouldn't go to protect his wife. However, he started to get bored with his wife. In fact, he stepped out a little bit on his wife and started paying attention to the other stuff. But she understood. She's a good lady. She gets it. And now he's got a hall pass to take on the rest of the world because his wife Gotham says he can spread it around a little bit. Now, Azzarello does it much more flowerfully and poetically than that, but I don't know that the metaphor works, and I think sometimes it gets strained a bit too far through the writing.
Let's see here. I want the focus. I'm going to show Garrett's. If you'll be able to read it, where I don't know if you
Yeah.
can read my handwriting.
Yes.
Stepping out a
Stepping out.
little.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow, that's funny, Lauer. Well,
Stepping out.
geez.
Hmm.
Midwest
So,
brain. Just a
yeah,
couple good-hearted
this
monogamous Midwesterners.
sons of bitches right here, I say.
All darn.
Yeah, I think you and I, Garrett, everything you said. So, of the two stories, the first one, we're in agreement.
There you
I don't
go.
love this one.
No,
I don't love it.
but
And the intent is there. Like the
yes,
intent, I get what
I get
Azrael is
it.
trying to say. I do. And I think sometimes with him, who am I? I'm just a fan that reads comics.
Right.
But like in thinking about it, I think there is moments in Azzarello writing that I do get the intent. I think that there's extra effort to try and dirty it up, just come up with like just try to come up with something controversial or something to talk about for the sake of it, and or like trying to be too dirty cute about something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, man, I get the intent. I don't this whole I mean, you just said it, but I just want to read it because I did mark it and you basically read my note. Uh you couldn't speak of her. So my wife, Gotham, we became attached. There were others who tried to steal her from me. Some even almost succeeded. But you couldn't speak of her without mentioning me, nor mention my name without, without her. But then, as in many relationships,
It's like O'Brien.
define many.
Okay. Hmm.
I grew bored. She wasn't enough for me. I became restless, and I wandered. Though you may think I should be ashamed, I'm not ashamed to say that. Because
No.
it became apparent quite soon that it was I who wasn't enough for her. My Gotham had outgrown me. That's where for me, I'm like, I just I don't think I like this analogy. I just don't
Now
think it's
it
I
runs
know we're
out of
trying
steam.
to
It
yeah.
it seemed like Azzarello had a good starting point, and he should have like put a pin in it, or just like put the period at the end of the sentence, and
Yeah.
then transition away from that metaphor and just be more direct. And
Yeah.
because he takes the metaphor and turns it into conceit, it gets stretched too thin. And there's one line in particular. God darn, I gotta find it. Um,
It's and it's like we're not prudes. I've watched and enjoyed much entertainment that, involves that, not saying I'm not one that supports cheating. Let's just make that front and center. But it's like it's not like I'm some prude that I haven't enjoyed entertainment where, it involves that
right.
drama and all that stuff, whatever. But it's just like here, I'm like, I think you were onto something, and then you took this detour that I'm like, I don't like this detour. I just don't like. I don't like this detour. Can we stay on the
There
highway?
is a there's a part I'm looking for it now, and I should be able to find it because it's not
It's only
that
8 pages.
long.
You got this.
Um, okay, here we go. Uh, I was thinking it was further in. It's on page 2. He talks about the blood that of his parents that seeped into the city now runs through my veins, my lifeblood. And then this little sentence, Gotham City. And while I know this may sound perverse, Gotham is like my wife. Brian, if you are ever writing and you get to a point, I'm talking to Brian Azarello, not Brian.
Okay, I was just gonna say, you
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
yep,
Did you
yep,
just
no,
call me
no,
Brian?
never would I. The Ryan Unite movement would come and find me.
Yeah. Oh my
If you
gosh.
ever
Anyways.
find the need to write, and this might sound perverse, maybe
Yeah.
that's an indication that this isn't quite working in a way, and you're even aware, right? This is getting
Yeah.
weird here. But you're right, Azarello sometimes likes to go for the gusto a little bit too much on the slightly seedy. I think Joker is an example of that. Like, it's good. I mean, don't get me wrong, beautifully drawn book, just like this is. These pages are gorgeous, and it was the
Oh, I'm
main
saving
reason.
myself for the good talk. It's
Oh,
coming for sure.
yeah, visually outstanding. But it's also super weird that Batman, in an
Yeah.
effort to threaten the criminals of the world, is like, man, I used to give it to that city good, and now you're all gonna get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you trying to seduce the criminal underground
I
of the
know.
entire
I
globe?
wasn't enough for her, so I'm stepping out.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to get some more
It's kind of,
elsewhere. What?
but to go back to the art, and then we can talk about the art directly.
Yeah.
It was also a really interesting choice when he talks about how basically he's developed this open relationship with Gotham, or that he grew bored and needed more. It's him and his super hot lady members of the
Yeah.
villain
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
gallery. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like you see him cozied up with Poison
A
Ivy, and then
redhead's
you
getting wood
yeah,
for him.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
whoa, and then
Heyo.
Catwoman's right there. So like the visuals are playing into the metaphor, and
Hmm.
you get what they're doing. It's just the words aren't quite right. Like you talk to somebody who's like stoned sometime, and they
Yeah.
think that they're coming up with like the most ingenious, insightful things in the world, and you're like, yeah, bud, you might just be high. Like I mean, like,
You just
hey,
make me think of that 70s show where they always talk about when they're in their circle about like we should be like we got the great ideas, and I forget who it is that records them, and then it follows up like the next day and plays the tape of what they said while they're not under
yeah,
the influence, and it's just like
it felt
garbage.
like Brian Azrael might have been stoned just a little bit to me. It's not. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Which hey, party on, Wayne. Sure,
Yeah,
absolutely.
hey,
But
do your thing, bud.
like
Have a great time.
yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm like, like I don't hate this story. I definitely don't love it
No.
though. I do love the art.
Love the art.
This
It's
might
entirely
be
worth why it's worth talking about. And it
yeah.
might be worth the price of the book, quite honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Like I freaking it's it bums me out some that his work's so good
Right.
because it's just like we get it so infrequent because it's so good,
It takes
which
so
means it
long to
takes so
do
much time to do. So it is such a bummer that we just don't constantly get Bermejo like full fleshed out books
all the time.
like all the time. That'd be my whole bookcase. And I'm not just saying that because I've got to meet and talk to the guy. Like I just his work
Close personal
is
friends.
incredible. Incredible. Um A Vicious Circle came out in hardcover earlier this year, written by Mattson Tomlin. Just saying, blind buy that stuff. Amazing. Uh this is like
Every page I would like to own a print of or have a full poster.
I mean, while we're being, this might be a little perverse, Garrett, but each page is a boner. Like, I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like,
yeah.
it's just like
It's a
creates
bat
boners.
boner.
Skip Viagra, read that. Just look at these pages, and you will be set.
Your wife or
Because,
girlfriend will thank you.
yeah, like it's just, it is
Can you imagine if you showed up to
awesome.
the bedroom one night and you're like, lady, I just got done reading a Lee Bermejo book. You are in for a treat.
My lady would be like, I understand. I mean, at this
Yeah.
point, she knows. She's like,
My wife
I
would be
understand.
like,
Oh, Bermeo.
we have to call someone to get you help.
Nerd.
Yeah.
But I like it opens and it's just like, oh man, that's it's a striking, it's a Bermeo, dark Wayne death. But then you get to just like highlights of Batman like fighting these villains,
Yeah.
and like my goodness, it's all of it is just freaking awesome, colored by himself too. He's got little like it. They're mechanical, but definitely I got a Returns vibe of the little penguins when he's
Pengies,
fighting the
yeah.
penguin. Like that looks awesome. And then the Man Bat cover, it makes you think you've seen that, like that is an iconic. I say iconic, and might be stretching it, but like that's a classic Man Bat Batman
Right.
cover that you've seen before. And I was looking, I couldn't find one exactly like that, but it
No,
looks
it
so
just
good. It
sums
seems.
up what it's like the platonic ideal of what a picture of Man Bat fighting Batman would be.
Yeah. And then like the Bane one, like that's some good stuff. You already said about the ladies
Oh, the
with Poison
ladies.
Ivy with a Lego penguin on as part of the graffiti in the background. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was funny too. And then straight up like Bronze Age Batman graffiti on the side of the building.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like those are some nice touches as well. Like I don't know that Vermeil will ever do a Batman story that tops Noel for me. I think
Sure.
when we talked back in episode 50, oh my gosh, like 3, 4 years ago, whatever it was, favorite Batman stories, that was my number two. Like, I don't know that he's ever going to be able to outdo that for me, but it's like, man, this one here is some of my favorite art of his in the
It's
Batman world in a
incredible.
long time.
And you know what, Ryan? I'm gonna say something maybe slightly
Do it.
controversial. You might not agree with me. I don't always love Bermejo's Batman books. Now, that
You
is,
told me that before, so I'm
yep,
not shocked now.
yep.
I was then probably.
And I want to be clear, I'm not saying I don't always love his art in the books he does. I end up not always loving the Batman books that he does
Fair.
because the art is just so rich and so detailed. Sometimes I have a hard time taking all the art in along with the story. It's like sensory overload almost. But I also think the books that he does at times, I don't think Noel's an example of this, but at times the books that he does rely on the heavy lifting to be carried by the art,
Mm-hmm.
and the writing is secondary because it is overpowered by the art. And if the
Mm-hmm.
writing's even a little weak, I have this like cognitive dissonance between the super rich, super detailed, incredibly talented artwork, and then like if the writing's even just like adequate or norm, like I it creates this weird sort of like combative thought process in my brain as I'm reading it, and I end up walking away from it less fulfilled than I'd want to be. This is an
That's
example
fair.
of that. Issues with the writing, works incredible. The sort of like diametric opposition between the quality standards of the two. It's like, oh, this is so weird, but also I want to talk about it because I have thoughts on the writing and I want to gush over the art.
Yeah. Nah, I'm with you. I'm not with you on sharing that completely. Like I understand.
You can
Um,
understand where I'm coming from. Not that
yeah,
you, yeah, agree.
somebody
I
can
get
be
you.
like, I didn't love that movie, but I'm not saying that those who made the movie suck. It's just like the
Right.
movie. I just don't love that movie. It's fair. It's fair.
That
The
felt like
bot.
you and me talking about Superman.
I didn't love Superman, but I did. I thought it was good. I did like it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved it. Anybody who
Yeah.
knows me knows.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. So yeah, the art like stand out could frame, give me each page to frame, and I love it. I didn't even like touch upon the look of the spread with him, Joker, and Harley, and the green gas with being in the like in Chinatown that's got the
You can
purple.
just
So I
stare
think
at
that's
it for a
yeah,
very long time.
like just oh gosh,
Do
excellent
we need to
stuff.
talk about our favorite panel from each story since we're talking about two different stories by two different artists?
We're gonna do that at the end.
At
We're
the end. Okay,
gonna,
good.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
we're gonna hop on both. So stick around, people, because we're not done. Wait, there's more. So my story that totally surprised Garrett is
I
the
was
story
shocked.
that's set in Germany. So this is Holzman territory. A Better Tomorrow.
Holzman. The Holzman.
Yes, the champion of Long Island. Listen to Straight Outta Gotham, folks. Writer Benjamin von Eckartsburg. Eckhart. All I could think of was
Yeah.
Eckartsburg. Like
Eckhart.
just he's Eckhart instead of Eckhart, sir. Eckartsburg. And Thomas von Clement, I don't
I bet it's
is under the
Kummet.
art. So
Kummet.
in a nutshell, this is a Joker story
Yeah.
that is then seasoned with fun German folklore that I
Yep.
did look up just to give, just so I could really taste the extra little
Yeah.
spices are
To
on
check
top of
out the
this.
veracity.
Yeah. And you'd asked me about, just reconfirming that the last story was one that we can talk about. I said, I do believe these are the two stories that instantly made an impression on me. And I'm very much of like, these are the ones that we should talk about because A Better Tomorrow, this one, this Joker story, I love it.
Really?
Like,
Okay,
this
good.
is my,
This is gonna be an
okay,
interesting
good.
conversation.
This is my favorite story in the whole book. I remember the global city because of Bermeo's art. This one, I do really like the art, but I think that there is a lot of depth in what is, in a way, kind of just a simple Joker story. And I think it falls in line with elements that The Dark Knight that I think got correct with Joker.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
interest is piqued. Your overall thoughts on this one, though, Garrett?
Again, I liked the art. I have issues with the story.
Fair. Okay.
I have issues with the characterizations,
Okay.
and I'll save it till we get into it a little bit more.
This, I don't know, man, I think it's been so long. Fraser Irving, I think is the artist's name. Yeah. Fraser Irving's art. Google that while I'm talking, Garrett, or even
Will
do
do.
Fraser Irving, Frazer, um,
I was gonna spell
Joker,
it like the Cheers spinoff, so
like our
thank you.
favorite Dr. Fraser.
Right.
But it made me think of that in style some when it comes to the Joker's face. Um, so essentially the setup of this is, this group, let's
Hit me with
see,
that last name one more time. Sorry.
Irving,
Irving. Yep.
Irving.
Gotcha.
So just these these two like leaders of this,
Oh, sure.
go green group
Yep.
are heading to meet the CEO. Typical for an unscrupulous, he pollutes the environment, but he has a beautiful retreat deep in a nature preserve. I gotta admit, though, I'm curious about what he wants with us. So they're driving the car. It's in the middle, the Bavarian Alps, Night of the Three Kings, which I looked up, which is also called like the Epiphany. And every year on January 6th, the Christmas season comes to an end in Germany on Three Kings Day, also known as Epiphany in English.
And they leave out their
Um,
little shoes, and the three kings put little toys inside the shoes if they've been good. And a
my goodness.
vicious evil monster comes and eats them because Germans are weird on that kind of stuff if they've been naughty.
There's some kind of correlation both with that and the looks of the perked that makes me think
Yes.
Krampus, like
Yes,
instantly.
absolutely.
Good old Krampus. Well, they're stopped on this journey in the middle, like in the night, in a winter storm, on the way to go meet this CEO. Because basically, the two heads of this group are just kind of annoying this CEO and his mission. So they're curious, why does he want to talk to us? They get stopped by somebody dressed as a perked. Percht, a horned thing with like a hairy like robe and a mask with little, sharp teeth. The Perkt takes them inside of this cabin in which there's a man talking, and it's you turn around and it's the Joker.
Long,
And
greasy-haired Joker.
one of the two people says, "What's going on? You're not Steingartner, the CEO. Why are your thugs dressed as Perkton?" So Perkton are like the little, soldiers of the Perked or something like that. And Joker says a little nod to the local folklore. I like the idea of demons punishing those who've wronged Mother Nature. The the dude says, actually, you've got that wrong. I hate to be a smart aleck, but these are Shiak Perkton, the evil forces of winter. Every year they are banished by the bells of the good Sean Perk. Yeah, we're getting here. And other his partner probably says, "Shut up, Reinhard. Why have you brought us here?" Joker says, "Because you're the heads of A Better Tomorrow, Germany's most radical climate protection movement. Your group's words inspired me to think about climate change, but what followed after? A couple of school demonstrations? Somewhat weak, in my opinion." This dude, Reinhard, says, "And you are?" And Joker just says, "Not from around here." Basically, he ends up this Steingartner. Joker has tied him up, put dynamite
Yep.
around him in his own cabin, and is giving the detonator to these people and say, "You know what? Clearly your little demonstration stuff is cute, but like nothing happens. I'm giving you the choice to make something happen."
Here's a way for you to drive real change. We're going to round
Yep.
these people up. Like he talks about this, like during the French Revolution, why was it successful? Because they had the blood of the royalty and the nobles in the streets. It was real change. You got to get your hands dirtier if you want to do something about this.
So as he is, he's coming to this point. Batman's on the way because
Yeah.
Batman's traveling the
We see the
world because he's got other mistresses around the globe.
Oh, he's
He's got to
spreading the
play with.
seed. Yeah. Yeah. Now he's
So
showing up for a little fun time with his German lady.
yeah, so then of these two, it's a male and a female, and the male is like, we're climate activists, not murderers. And Joker says what you just said, and he says, you seek out the worst climate offenders. You use your network to drive the mobs to the streets. I'll be the gallows. And the guy goes, you mean to just kill them all? And then the other girl, Hannah, she says, give me the detonator.
Yeah, she's down.
So there's a rift now between the two. And Reinhardt's like, count me out. I have my principles. And Reinhardt has his principles. Too bad, does a pew noise, and one of his goons shoots Reinhardt.
Yep.
Hannah Milheimer, sorry, Joker goes up. She's got lipstick, and he puts his hands on her as he's talking to her, and like basically
Makes
this
a
will
little
free you.
smiley.
And it makes a little smiley face.
Tells her to
lipstick.
stop taking her meds. He's researched her background. She should stop taking her psychiatrist prescribed drugs because it's going to free her. And basically, he's setting him up his little Fräulein Harley in Germany because Joker wants to step out around the globe too, apparently.
And Batman makes his way in, takes down the guards, the detonator, does this really cool thing with Joker of throwing a batarang with a tie on it, or a line on it around Joker's wrist, makes him drop the detonator. And Batman, like, you can tell in the one panel of it, of like he pulls it and then bashes Joker in the face to like
Yeah,
knock
he
him
does.
out.
He bashes him good.
And he tells the girl Hannah, she's like, because she's unaware of Batman. She goes, what kind of psycho are you? A bat costume? Seriously? And Batman's like, the word you're looking for. Thank you. Better way to stay distance outside. I still have to take care of the bomb. Gets rid of a detonator. Well, what I thought was a throwaway part in a panel, Joker's taking a selfie with Steingartner, and we come to see on the second to last page that he took a picture of it, sent it to Hannah's phone, and she's outside looking at it, and it says, there's always a second bomb. Click here for a better tomorrow. And like the eye wink, tongue out emoji. And Batman tells her that he's taken Joker back where he belongs. Steingartner then is inside, yells out at her, you will not get away with this, you filthy eco monster. I heard everything. You want to murder me? I'll have you buried in a hole so deep you'll never. And she says, shut up. And she blows him away.
Kablooey.
And so then her hair was green. And so the last panel you see full formed of like with the lipstick, it's a Joker image.
Yep. She's
With the
got green hair
and
now. Yeah, the whole deal.
I love this because this is the freaking Joker to me. He has come in. He is like his whole point on some things. It makes you question because you're like, damn it, like there's kind of a point here, but the methods are not okay, like flat out not okay. But gosh, I don't feel right that he's kind of making a point here. Okay, so you've rallied yourself up. You've got people saying, yeah, and then what? Nothing. I'm giving you a chance to make a real change. And it's like, I don't think that's the right way to go, man. But then he sees the rift between the two people and he sees that she is like, oh, she's the one I can get. Shoot this guy because he's too strong-willed. She's not. She has a weakness. As soon as she shows it, yeah, he can exploit it, and he does. In the end, Batman stopped Joker, right? No, he didn't. Joker still won. Dude got blown up. You got somebody who has never committed murder, now just committed murder. She's gonna get caught because Batman knows the situation that he left. He knows that the police are on the way. He even says it. And so it's just like, and Joker this is the funniest joke to him, is because he convinced somebody to go this route by presenting this idea of like, this is how you can really make a difference. This is how you can achieve your goal. Is like, here, I'm giving you the tool right here. And she like, he wins. And I'm just like, man, that's like stuff that like, am I saying this story is as good as The Dark Knight? No, I think there's more depth to this on really nailing the Joker similarly how The Dark Knight did at times too.
Ryan, I hate to disagree with you.
That's
You
fine.
know, I generally prefer to agree. I had a problem with this story because to me it did not feel like the Joker.
Okay.
The Joker is an agent of chaos. What does he want? He wants chaos. He wants to, like, he's not part of a movement. He doesn't have an ideology. His ideology is to create chaos and come up with things he can do that are terrible and awful because he finds that funny. So taking him and making him like an eco-terrorist, eco-warrior, like if you did the same story with Poison Ivy, it would work so much better, in my opinion. That it seemed very strange for me to say, okay, Joker, who most famously is characterized by not having an ideology, is now motivated by a very distinct, like, geopolitical ideology, felt like that's not the Joker to me. Now, here's the caveat I'll throw into that. Because this is an anthology series, I'm assuming there was a page limit for how many pages each story could roughly take up to get to the page count they wanted to. That's an assumption on my part. Let's play with that. Because I was kind of wrestling, like, oh, dang, I actually like this story. I enjoy the story. I think it's a terrible characterization of Joker. Joker feels out of place. How do I reconcile that? In an imaginary world where they had more pages to get into it, what would have worked better for me is if Joker actually didn't give a crap about global warming whatsoever. What he would think is funny is destroying this young woman's life, turning her into a murderer, and effectively stopping her from being able to go after the thing that she cares about the most. That would be funny to him. If I can take this person and effectively make her a copy of myself, get her to stop taking her drugs, get her to kill a person, and therefore destroy all her dreams of making the world a better place, that's funny to the Joker. And that would work, right? Like, if it
I
was all a ruse.
but I think he did do that. I think it just so happens
That's what I
that
was
they're
just going
ego
to ask you.
terrorists.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think he actually believed in climate change and was
No,
actually worried about global warming? Or do you
doesn't
think
care.
it was all a ruse to destroy these people's lives?
Yep.
Because he just thought he'd
Yeah.
get a kick. So if there was more room, I would have liked them to spell that out a little bit more because I do enjoy when things are left to the imagination. I don't think there was enough there to give me the impression that that was the author's intent. But if I force myself to look through those lens, it is a much better Joker story because he likes to mess with people and he likes to see people get killed and he likes to destroy lives because he's a sicko and he thinks that stuff's funny.
Like I think allow me to introduce Walter Steingartner, aka Dirty Walter. Walter here didn't even have a bodyguard. I love this country. His chemical company produces countless tons of CO2 a year. He exports hazardous waste to developing nations that are slowly dying from it. So this guy has a global stamp,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yep.
this is a big worldwide name. That's an attraction for the Joker, I think.
Right.
I don't think he cares anything what this guy's doing. Like
So
name what are like so like just off the top of my head, like who are worldwide, you know, people we don't need to use names. Like in our
not only of a
world,
Steve Jobs of,
Steve
or Elon
Jobs, like
Musk or
Jeff Bezos,
Jeff Bezos. Sure. Jeff Bezos is
Zuckerberg.
probably a great example.
There's a
Like,
link of tech with all that. I'm trying to find somebody who's like out of
like
that realm, but
a
it's like
chemical industrialist. They don't really
he
exist
I
anymore
don't
to the
think
same level.
I don't think he'd care. Like it
Yeah.
would be like, oh my gosh, here's this group that's starting to get a lot of like press. Let's pick them then. Like
So I
that's
think
what I feel like this did. It just so happens this is in Germany and this is about, an eco-terroristic or eco-terrorism. Okay, sure. I don't care. My goal is what you just said you'd like if he did, and he did do. He
and I
destroyed this
think
girl's
it
life, had her commit murder to one of
right.
the like really powerful person globally, and then laughs as Batman's taking him back, thinking he stopped him. He's like, actually,
And
he didn't.
and will likely set back the agenda that person was driving towards. Like the fact that a member of a group that was trying to drive for lowering pollution and saving the environment and stopping global warming went out and murdered somebody in cold blood
Yeah.
likely hurts their ability to drive
Yep.
that change.
It
So
it
I think
stops
like
that group. Like
now
it stops them.
what I would like is some more indications from the writer that that was the intent. Because
Okay.
instead,
Fair.
if you take it at face value, it's all of a sudden Joker has developed a conscience. He is worried about global warming. Um, he also apparently is concerned about the character of the president of the United States, who he says has taken a dump in the on the Oval Office or something. So, like, if you take it on its surface, it seems like they're saying Joker has somehow become a left of center ideologue, which I just don't agree with. Like, the Joker is just madness. He doesn't
See,
have a political
and
or
I feel
social
like
agenda.
if that's how I took it upon reading it, I would think that too, because to me, I'm like, Joker doesn't give a shit about
No,
politics.
he
Like
doesn't care
he
about any of
doesn't
that.
choose a side. He doesn't have any
No.
morals. It's just what's like funny to him. The end of the Dark Knight, like the Joker won because he turned Harvey Dent. He did.
Yes. Yeah.
So as soon as
He
Harvey
wants to
pulls up
corrupt. He
that
likes
coin,
corrupted things.
like in the hospital as Nurse Joker, as soon as Harvey picks up that coin, like it doesn't matter the outcome, Joker won at that point in that movie. And it's like that's how I feel with this in a sense. He's manipulating. He's by these speeches. It's him like that's how he preys upon people and gets them like you referenced Joker earlier. Sometimes he says the right things to Johnny, to get him, but then it's like the longer he goes on, Johnny sees more of like the real Joker. It's just like, oh shit, that wasn't what I've seen isn't like that's not him. I'm starting to see the real deal. If this story goes on, you'd see that, I think. That's where my mind goes. So I don't that's why I think at face value of this is Joker puts people in a predicament, Batman stops them, but then one of the people, ends up murdering him anyway as a twist ending. Okay, there's more depth to that for me.
Right.
So
Right.
like that's why it worked so well for me. That's why I'm just like praising it. I think the dipping like theming it with the perks and the three kings, it's kind of like that's just like
Oh, I really
like I
like
said,
that though.
seasoning. But
I
it's like
liked it.
that dips into some atmosphere. That makes it
No,
kind
I
of
like it.
fun.
And it's
Like
kind of a
I like
throwback
it.
to like the 60s show where the thugs would always
Yeah.
need to have some sort of outfit that they were going to wear, right? There was it was
Yep.
all sort of themed. Like I just if we agree on that's what the thing they were trying to do, I would have liked to see the execution make it a little bit more clear. Um, but like the art's beautiful. I think the muted color works, or the muted palettes and sort of the softer line approach works really
Yeah.
well for this sort of like, um,
And
disparate wilderness, snowy landscape that's the back setting
outside
for everything here.
that's awesome. And then like inside, like after the Batman threw his smoke bomb with the fire as Batman standing over Joker holding the girl, like I think that looks
It
awesome.
looks
Like
great.
that's awesome. And like the bat symbols, it's kind of glowing there. Like I think that's great. I think that I'm glad you know it doesn't your opinion on it doesn't affect my opinion. You can like I can understand why you're thinking certain things you did. But so in a way though I'm kind of glad that this is like the same exact story was presented to two different people and we had two different opinions. Like you read it one way, you're not wrong. I read it another way, I'm not wrong. And it's like great, this is a good experiment of like two Midwest boys
Yeah.
read the same thing, read it differently.
Well, I think you can approach it, hearing you talk about it's just fine. I think you can approach it from either way. If you
Yeah.
approach it like with the like pre-programmed in that I can't believe anything that the Joker is going to say. He's going to try to manipulate the situation to destroy whatever he's decided would be you'd get a kick out of destroying.
Yeah.
Then this is very much the Joker. At the end, I would have liked some sort of button that was like, yeah,
There was a
Joker.
button. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
cha.
Yeah, hit send, blow up a dude. Joker drives away in a giant gas guzzling SUV to fly off in a private jet while throwing a can out the window or something to make it like clear he didn't give a crap about any of that. He was just out to destroy, and this was a sick way for him to have fun.
Gotcha. Fair enough. All right. Well, there we go.
But it
See,
was, I think,
one for two.
within that context, effective.
Yeah. Um. Okay, we saw the same. We saw different.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. We did it.
It was better
Uh,
than just us agreeing with each other and patting each other on the back for being so smart and handsome the whole
I
hour.
mean, well, we can have that podcast
Well, let's do that
also.
next.
Okay. Garrett, let me ask you some questions quick.
Yes, please.
Yes, you've got a question?
First thing, we're gonna do each question for each book. So, your favorite part of Global City?
My favorite part of Global City, I knew you were going to ask. It's very difficult because the artwork is my favorite part, but I know that's going to
Yeah.
be the next question because this isn't my first rodeo.
Yeah.
Um, I like conceptually when Batman frames up his existence as beginning with the Wayne's death.
Yeah.
So right away, first page, like from a part of the book, I think it's always nice when the presentation is essentially three Waynes died that night.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Thomas and Martha, literally, young Bruce, metaphorically, and Batman was born from that point. Like I like that, and I think that's the the writing is the strongest at the beginning in the story. So I would say page one.
Uh, that's where I'm gonna agree with you
Oh,
because yes, the art. That's the next question. But as far as like part of the story, like yeah, this one page could almost be like the prelude to every single Batman story.
right.
Like it's
You
just it's an origin in
you could just put
uh
it in the beginning, like
fi-
like before the credit
yeah,
page, the inside
yeah,
of each
spilt
cover.
blood that pooled and spread because it is a total like yeah, Batman was born in that moment.
Yeah.
Bruce
Yep.
Wayne, the innocent son, child, like he died that day,
Right.
like metaphorically, of course. Um, let's stick to part. How about A Better Tomorrow? What was your favorite?
Better Tomorrow. My favorite part
Mm-hmm.
was following Joker doing the pew and
Mm-hmm.
the other guy gets killed. Him basically seducing the woman, I'm forgetting their names, I don't want to
Hannah.
Hannah, into becoming a twisted, mirror image of him. Like he is breaking her down,
Yeah.
right? She has survived. He's talking about her past. He's encouraging her to get off, the medication, freeing her, like that sort of manipulation, seduction into his twisted life and to be a partner in crime to him, I thought was really well done.
Yeah, I think mine is the ending of that of A Better Tomorrow because
That was
to
a good
find
ending.
out that like the seeds were planted earlier on when he was taking that selfie and he was sending it to her. It was like I said, I didn't even pay attention to it the first time. And then in the end of like that to me, that was the twist in itself is that the Joker did win. Even though we're literally seeing Batman has Joker and is taking him away. So like Batman won. It's like, nope, Joker won. So that's a kind of twist ending that I think can stick with me for a while.
Yeah.
Tough questions now. Favorite part, or sorry, favorite panel of Global City.
Ooh,
A favorite panel in a Bermeo story.
it's tough. I went back and forth quite a bit. I
Yeah.
landed on pages 2 and 3.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, so you've got
Pete would be happy with you.
oh yeah, you got Ozzy right there, full effect. You got the umbrella, you got the big flash of light in front of the bat symbol, the robotic penguin, and whatever's. Oh, there's another one laying down, broken next to it. Got a cathedral in the background.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
how like full frame the two main characters are. I like sort of the balance between the two pages. It was really tough, honestly, and I don't want to steal anything that you might be talking about, but it was really tough for me to pass up Joker, Harley, and Batman. Batman's he's not the focal point of that image, and I wanted to go with one where Batman was all the way front and center.
Fair enough. There's Bermeo, I think, has said like he's a Dick Sprang fan. He loves Dick Sprang, and I told him that it's like funny to me the irony in that a little bit because Bermeo has such like dark, serious, moody art, and he's
Right.
such a fan of like the total opposite of that. So the page that you picked with Penguin, it's funny because it's like, yeah, it's dark, it's mature. Penguin's trying to shoot Batman, but it's an umbrella gun. So
Yeah,
it's a little bit of that like
exactly.
fun wink wink comic bookiness to
And
it.
there's little robots.
Yeah, and little robot penguins. Bane's trying to suplex Batman, so it's like a wrestling match in the middle of it, which is funny. But my page is definitely the Joker Harley Batman one. I love the
Yeah,
colors,
it's
love
really
how
good.
Joker looks, love that. Yes, I understand. Batman is like this is right before Batman's taken him out, So I can understand your point. Um, to me, it just looks it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I want it. Let's see. And then how about for favorite panel for A Better Tomorrow?
Um, I really liked the art the entire time, so it was a little bit of a challenge. Um, I do have to think it is after the smoke bomb goes off. You got Joker and Hannah, and then Batman very large in silhouette with just the chest emblem kind of being highlighted, and he says, "Time to go home, Joker." Like, I think that was a great panel. I was tempted to say, although it is just a bit boring and out of context, the sort of cape as hang glider
Oh
silhouette
yeah,
against the
yeah, yeah.
snowy
Classic.
landscape. Yeah, I thought that was really cool looking, but him standing there, broad-shouldered, fist down, he's ready to go to work, and Joker's almost sitting there using her as a human shield. Like
Hmm.
just the way the colors play in the smoke, I thought it's a great panel.
Um, we're back to agreeing, my friend, because that is
Well,
my
how's
favorite
about
image as
that?
well.
Look at
And
us,
Batman's symbol is
two peas
almost
in a
like
pod.
the Dark Knight
It
trilogy
is.
bat
Yep.
symbol, It looks
Yep.
great, but everything you just said, the fire illuminating with all the smoke, like everything about it just looks fantastic to me. You don't have to answer for each story, but you can almost say the world as a whole, these two stories as a whole. Would you like to see it adapted in animation?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. Normally I say
Oh.
yes on a lot of these. I find myself, you know what I would like? I don't know that it needs to be like a copy paste of the entire book, but if they
Mm-hmm.
did an anthology 90-minute where it was made up of, call it 6 15-minute shorts of Batman around the world, I would be
Mm-hmm.
all in on that. And you know what? Let me say, I'm gonna change my answer. Yes, I would. I would. I would do. I'd be into that. The more I think about it, and because I think that I would want a different writer to take another approach, but utilizing the global city type story as an introduction, like before even the credits roll, maybe
Yeah.
uh, before the first like real vignette would be a great opener. I would get rid of the husband wife nonsense, but like that type of scene by scene to think about how starts at home, realizes he needs a larger presence, can do more good outside of just the city, and then you go into sort of 15-minute by 15-minute chunk of him different adventures around the world. That I would be interested in.
So you just pitched my reasoning for saying yes.
Oh,
So
God,
look at
look at
that.
us.
Yeah,
Look at
look at
us.
us. This is so us, Garrett.
God, me
The
and you.
the like yeah, everything that you said, like I think I could see just like these two stories and just like expanding and just being separate. That'd be tough for the first one. Better Tomorrow, they could expand and do like one episode, I think, in animation. But like an anthology movie, they did that with Gotham Knight. Yeah, I know, but they could do
Yeah.
it and do it better.
Yeah.
And this is definitely like that route that they could take. So I'd be so for it. Bring it on. I think it could be cool. Although my preference, Batman's Batham, Batman is Batman because he's in Gotham. Like
I know.
that's like my preference, but that doesn't mean that I can't like it if he's outside of Gotham. So
Yeah. Yeah. Samesies.
so
I,
to
I
say
flipped on that one pretty quick. It's
you
like,
did as you
no,
started to hear
wait,
yourself talk, you're like, I sound pretty
wait,
convinced.
not no. Yes, 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 I would.
Not no, yes. It's
With
funny because
caveats.
I predicted this. I did. But I even said at the very beginning that this is like the easiest homework. And Garrett, I know you and I can just talk.
I
And we've
know.
done it.
I was worried
Before
we
we know
might
it,
have like 30 minutes, and
over an hour.
here
And I
we are
said, it's not going to be an hour. I
yeah,
promised you it wasn't going to be an hour. And I broke that promise. So I
on less
apologize.
than 20 pages.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, go us, I guess. Thanks for sitting down and doing this, as
Oh,
always.
happy to. Thanks
Always
for having
enjoy
me
talking
back
to you.
as always.
I've got the plus of seeing your face while I talk, and others don't. That
Lucky
shaven,
guy.
kind of scruffy face. The Viking, the
Yeah,
clean-shaven Viking.
I'm gonna have to trim
Um,
it down here.
why don't you go ahead and spread the word on where people can find you?
Oh gosh, mentioned it earlier. I've got a episode on the Batman on Film podcast where we did a roundtable review of Superman 2025, distinct from Superman 1978, because contrary to most people's belief,
Yeah.
it's not titled Superman the movie. It was
What?
just on a poster. Um, Broke that down, and then pretty quickly thereafter appeared on a social hour with Bill, where we talked about an interview with James Gunn from the Happy Sad Confused podcast, and then had more Superman conversation there. Otherwise, I got stuff all over the website, batman-on-film.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter or X or whatever you call it these days, you can do that at Garret Wato. That is at GarretWato. Just talked for an hour and 20 pages. That means, as I like to say, I'm a chatty guy. You can keep
Yes.
chatting with me there.
He says some things, and I respond to those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. As for Batman Book Club, follow on the socials at the Batman BC. Latest episode drops, upcoming episodes, sometimes some giveaways. YouTube page, subscribe to that. Pete and I are going to get back to it. I promise we are. Support the show. Patreon.com/TheBatmanBC. tpublic.com, type in TBBC. But if you want to support the show and you don't want to spend any money at all, it's 100% A-OK. The easiest, quickest, most impactful thing you can do to help the show is rate and review it. However you listen to it on your podcast, go to the rate and review page and rate and review the show. The more reviews the show gets, the more it helps spread the word. And as you, me, and Garret, and everybody all over the country knows, that word is panic.
Nick.
So, for Garret Grev, I am Ryan Lauer. Until next time, you know Batman comics.